hey guys, how's it going? Salvatore here, and so basically what we're doing today is it's just a quick video because I have to do it for my dad's car, which is just a Ford Falcon. What, 1998? 96 version, 96, my bad. So what we're doing is we're taking off this spring here and this shock absorber and replacing it with, I was sure I grabbed it, here it is. We're replacing it with this one here, as you can see. We were intentionally wanting to grab some raised springs, but that didn't turn out, so we're just going to put in standard ones, but they are king springs and they're supposed to be better. So anyway, we've already done the other side and I'm taking off the wheel, as you can see, which you do have to do. Now back here, which if my thing will focus, which it won't, but back here I've already undone the bolt. You just take this bolt out back here, as you can see right there, and you can't really see it right now with the camera because it's not focusing, but that hole right there is basically the one where that nut came out. You have to undo that. I just use vice grips on the other side. Yeah, so yeah, the way I showed you, just take out the nut and the bolt. That's for the shock absorber right here. So once that's done, you just come up here, all the way over here. Once this is taken off, this is the back seat, which we've undone. For us anyway, this is how we do it because it's for the Falcon. Once you undo this, take off the cap on the other side. I'll just show you here so I'm not wasting time. See that over there? That's what the top of your shock absorber looks like, or at least on the Falcon anyway. And that's what's going to be behind this. So once we take that off, I can show you. Alright guys, so now we've got the plastic cover off. It was just a couple, here we go. It was just a couple of these clips here that was, hold on, I'll show you quickly. That was in things like that. We just took them out, took off the thing, moved the carpet out the way, and that's pretty much it. Now the quick thing is, we grab a 6 spanner here, and, well hold on, first we have to grab this one. Hold on, let me just, yep, okay. We grab the 17, we put it on, grab the 6, hold it here so it doesn't spin, and then you just start undoing it. Once it's finger loose, hold on, I can grab that since it's, thank you Dad, since it's, I can use it with 2 fingers. Since it's finger loose, I can just take that off. Now all we gotta do is, someone has to go down the bottom and catch it, or if you weren't holding the camera, then you'd be able to do it by yourself by reaching over the wheel arch. I got my dad grabbing it for me. Anyway, there you go. See that? He grabs it out. Grab this thing off. You might need it later. Remember your nut. Okay. And of course, don't forget your little gasket here. That's on top of that. Anyway, so right now here is the new one. That's the old one we just took out just then. So where it came out of was right there. If you can see, that was those 2 holes right there. That's where the screw came out, and I don't know if I can show you, but right there is where you were watching me take off the bolt in the side of the car, the back of the car, and it just comes out right down here, and then it slips out the bottom right through there. As easy as that. When we were taking off the bolt that was right there. That's right there. We had to jack up the axle or the wheel hub so the bolt was able to come out of the part right here. And now what you want to do is, my dad will squeeze on the brakes, and the wheel axle or the wheel hub, and I'll try and pull out the spring. Anyway. There we go. There you go. That's it. Thank you. Okay. So that was how you get the spring out. A bit of swearing and pulling here and there, and you get it out. Alright guys, so a quick mention again. The spring right here that we took out, as you can see there's a gap between these 2 parts of the spiral. Now, this part right here, the tip here, is meant to screw in right there. And it's meant to come all the way around this rubber gasket type thing. until it locks in place, and then it sits in there. I've already mentioned this earlier. And the thing is with these King springs that we have in Australia, that are meant to be top of the range in here, and anyway, is that this spring isn't actually gapped. It's a problem when you're trying to put it in, because then you have to make your own gapper. So you can see that we've had to do with a screwdriver, hammer, and a socket to jam it in there to hold it open as we put it in to there. When you do that, you then have to grab a screwdriver or something. Once this is locked, this spring is locked in place and properly done, you have to knock out the socket because you can't leave it in there while you're driving inside the spring, otherwise it'll fuck up the suspension. Alright guys, so now that we've put in the spring, and hopefully yous have too, just something to mention is that obviously as you're taking parts out, and with most cases you have to actually, when you putting the parts back in, if it's a replacement job, you have to usually do it in the reverse order, or at least that's the case for when you're doing the springs and shock absorber, for us anyway. Because the Ford one, the shock absorber, where is my new shock absorber? It's right here. For the new shock absorber right here, has to get put underneath here as I showed before, and it has to be placed into there and into the back seat where you can tie it back in. You can't do it if you can't put the spring on if you've obviously already put the shock absorber in. So what you gotta have to do is you have to put the spring on first and then the shock absorber if your suspension is like ours. So anyway, so now that we're putting the shock absorber back in, we have to jack up the axle the wheel hub right here. Alright, grab your 17. Whoop, don't loosen it. You want to tighten it. Okay. Now I'm going to tighten this up because I can't do it with no hands. Because I'm going to need my 6 spanner and my 17 spanner, as I showed you before. And I need to tighten that up. So I'll get back to you after it's done. Alright, so as I was saying before, now that that's done, the back, make sure it's on tighten. Grab your 6, hold it, and I personally think that's enough. Okay, so now that the shock absorber and new spring is in, all you need to do, okay, there we go, is you have to put back in your bolt. Okay, so let me grab this torch here. We've tightened up the bolt there, and if you got that, I do not know how to work out the lighting on my camera, so I don't know how to turn on the torch or anything, so this is what it is. So we'll put in the bolt, the shock absorber is in properly from the top, the spring is in properly as well. So I guess this is the conclusion of the video, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, comment, and consider subscribing. It always helps the channel grow and stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. See you later.